Hey everybody, Eric Monroe again, financial advisor and employee benefit consultant. Today's video is going to be on buy-sell agreements. What are they and why is it important? Perhaps you never even heard of a buy-sell agreement. This is actually a written contract between two or more business owners. And the purpose for this buy-sell, as you might imagine with the name, buy-sell, is to protect each other's ownership and equity in the business in certain events in the future. So it is a contractual agreement. And it lays out all the different scenarios that might happen. And I'll give you some examples that could cause a transfer of ownership of the company. And in that contract, basically spells out how it's going to happen, the triggering events, so on and so forth, and how it's going to get paid out. And what it does is it puts it and memorializes it so that there are no questions and it meets the wishes of all of the business owners. So a buy-sell agreement. In the event that something happens to one of the partners, one of the business owners, and that could be a premature death, it could be a premature or long-term disability, it could be a divorce, there could be a creditor issue, you could even actually lose your professional license that you need in order to run the business and make money for the business. So I have an example. I have a client, a HVAC, heating, air conditioning system company, two partners. One is great at sales and the other is great at installation. They both work the business. They're doing really, really well. But I said, what if the installer, that partner, got hurt or God forbid, died prematurely? What would the other business owner do? And in this scenario, we talked about a disability because the installer works in potentially some high-risk situations. And let's say he gets hurt. He can't come to work for over a year. During that year, what happens? One, the revenue probably goes down. Two, now you have the single partner who is well, who's great at sales, bringing in sales, but can't actually install them. So all of the sales. So, now you've got a business that's not making as much money, and whatever money is left over and the profits are split, they're still 50-50 partners. So what happens? Now the partner who does all the sales has to pay the partner that's not involved in the business anymore because he's hurt, laid up at home or in the hospital. So A, it's not good for the business, and B, it's not good for the partnership either. It becomes some animosity if you can't run the business and participate and help make money. You still get half the profits. So these are some of the triggering events that we talk about, that I talk about with my business owner clients on how to protect yourself, how to protect the equity in your business. So this memorializes it. This is in writing. Not only does it actually show you the triggering events, but it also talks about how do you figure the valuation of the business. If you did this buy-sell agreement 5 years ago, the business has changed, most likely grown. How do you value the business? If you put a hard number in 5 years ago, it's not a fair value today. So you really need to talk with an attorney who's educated on how to put these agreements together and come up with either a formula solution, a appraisal, or a multiple of revenue, a multiple of profits, some number that's going to be fair for that person to be bought out. Then you have to figure out how you're going to fund it, right? So there's multiple ways to fund it as well. And this is something that I work with them directly on. I don't write up the agreement. That's something that an attorney does, but I do help to consult with the attorney and the clients to make sure that all the bases are being covered. But I can also help fund that. So for example, in a premature death, you could either fund it through capital in the business, taking out loans, future cash flow and making payments, or you could use discounted dollars and actually purchase life insurance. So you can buy life insurance on each other's lives. Partner one passes away. Partner two gets the death benefit, uses that money to pay out the estate and obtain the other part of the business back. So now the surviving partner owns all the business, 100%, and they are actually paid out from the life insurance company so that they're not paying out of their capital or future cash flow earnings, so on and so forth. Similar with the disability, using discounted dollars to defer that liability through a personal disability policy. Now, I'm not going to get into all the different ways you can do this because they're all different, but they all have the same purpose in mind, and that's protecting the equity in a business between two or more partners, typically a closely held corporation, so that you don't have to worry about what happens in all these different potential scenarios. It's all laid out There's no way that anybody can come back and they can say, well, I wanted this and I wanted that, my family this, my family that, or now I want to be your partner even though I have nothing to do with the business before my spouse passed away. All of those issues are defined and taken care of in this particular agreement. So it's super important. It's part of any prudent business planning that any business owner that's successful does. If you have one in place, it needs to be reviewed every 3 to 5 years, unless there's a major change in the business with, an acquisition, perhaps a change in revenue, either substantially lower, substantially higher. These are the kind of things that should be thinking about. And I do remind my clients as one of their advisors and partners that these are really important and prudent planning things. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you are a partner or you consult and you're an advisor to business owners, these are some of the things we should be talking about, either with your advisor or, of course, I'm happy to have that conversation and just speak with you over the phone or on a video chat and talk to you about my experiences, learn a little bit more about you and your goals and your business, throw some ideas around, and hopefully help you out. So kindly let me know. I do hope this was informative. If you know somebody you think would like this, please share it as well, and keep an eye out for some additional videos regarding business planning.